Well, hey everyone, it is August, which means it's time for me to share with you the books that I am hoping to read as we go through the month of August. Hi, my name is Jonathan, and this is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. I'm an elementary school teacher who likes to read middle grade fiction so that I can make recommendations to my students, to other teachers, and to parents who are looking for books for their kids to read. August is a weird month because the first half of the month I am not back in school, so I still have time to read. But about the middle of the month, school starts up again, and there's all of the beginning of the year stuff that needs to be taking place, setting up classrooms, all of media, back to school night, all of those types of things. So it kind of limits how much reading I can actually get done. I made a list of 6 books that I definitely want to get to in the month of August, and we'll see how they go. First up, I'm going to read Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is a adult science fiction novel, but this is a story of a young man named Darrow, who through a tragedy decides that it's time for him to overthrow the caste system that is in place in the world that he lives in. Darrow is a red, which puts him as the lowest of the low. I think he's even what's called a low color or a low red. He, through a tragedy, the loss of his wife, gets recruited by a group that wants to overthrow the system. And so they turn him into a gold and send him to the academy so that he can infiltrate it from the inside. Heard lots of really great things, so looking forward to seeing how it goes. I've already started it, and I got to tell you, it is a really interesting book. If you are a fan of The Hunger Games, or if you have read The Will of the Many by James Islington, you will definitely like Red Rising. It is another book that I'm looking forward to reading is the book called Another by Paul Tremblay. Now, this is the middle grade debut of a well-known horror writer. And this is the story of a young man who, during the COVID pandemic, there was an incident that was known as the Zoom incident. And something happened while they were in class via Zoom one day. As a result of that, he started to get a lot of nervous tics and different things like that. Well, one day his parents buy a rotary phone and they bring it home and they plug it in. Nobody's supposed to have the number. No, it's not supposed to do anything. He doesn't even really know what it is because, he's a young man in this time frame. Rotary phones are a thing of the past. And one day it rings. The voice on the other end of the line says, "Hey, I'm the father of a friend of your son's. He's going to be coming over." And his parents go, "Oh, that's great," because they want him to have friends. So this man comes over and drops off this weird-looking bag with a weird-looking, almost mannequin, like silly putty type figure inside. Doesn't really have eyes or a nose. It's just kind of this mannequin thing, and that's where things go off the rails. I can't say much more because that's as far as I've gotten in my reading of it. But I've heard that it's pretty terrifying. And as a fan of middle grade horror, I am looking forward to it. So that is definitely on my list to read this month. Then I am going to continue reading through 2 series that I've started. The first one is Spirit Animals, Blood Ties by Garth Nix and Sean Williams. This is book 3 in the Spirit Animals trilogy. Continuing that story that series that I started in July. Looking forward to continuing through that. And then I have Spirit Hunters, Something Wicked by Ellen O. And this is the last book in the Spirit Hunters trilogy, which I started this summer and have absolutely enjoyed. But I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one, see how it goes. The school where I teach is a bit of a drive from my house. It takes me about an hour with traffic and everything to get there. So I have a significant commute. And as a result, because I have such a long commute, I go through a lot of audiobooks. And there were 2 series that I started listening to over the past year that I am hoping to get through more of two of which I have on my list. The first one is a book called Cold-Blooded Myrtle by Ellen C. Bunce, and it's about a little girl who is very precocious. Her name is Myrtle, and she and her governess always seem to find themselves caught up in the midst of some mysteries. And so Cold-Blooded Myrtle is book number 3 in that series. Her father, Myrtle's dad, doesn't want her involved in them, but somehow she just can't stay away. So I'm going to continue reading that one. And then I've also started reading or listening to the City Spies series by James Ponti. I did books 1, 2, and 3 already earlier this year. And so book 4 is called City of the Dead. It's a book that is based in Egypt, and I'm looking forward to getting to that one as well. I do have it on hold at the library, so hopefully it's going to come in before the end of the month so that I can get through. Those are the 6 books that I definitely have planned to read in the month of August. Obviously, like I said, I am a bit of a mood reader, so there's no telling what I'm actually going to read and what I'm actually going to get through. But I'd like to know, have you read any of these books and what are your thoughts? Or what books are you planning to read in the month of August? Leave those titles down in the comments so that I can check them out and add anything that looks interesting to me to my to be read list for later this year. So again, my name is Jonathan. This is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.